Two Republicans are facing off to seek their party's nomination for the unexpired term in West Virginia's 3rd State Senate District. Trenton Barnhart, who was appointed to the seat by Governor Patrick Morrisey following former Senator Donna Boley's resignation in January, is being challenged by Jason Harshbarger. Both candidates say they want to keep more people and families in West Virginia and would prioritize economic development if elected. Barnhart lauds recent achievements in the legislature, including tax reductions and improvements to site readiness for businesses. Harshbarger says he believes the Senate has failed to make economic development and job creation a priority in recent years, and says he wants to change that. We'll have more on both candidates and their platforms later tonight.